A multifamily property is 2 units or more within a single property. So, for example, a 2-family is a duplex. That's the smallest multifamily that there is. A triplex is 3 units. A quadplex, 4-plex is 4 units, and so on. Once you pass a certain threshold, like say 30, 40 units, it becomes a totally different business. It's no longer like running or operating a bunch of duplexes. But you don't care about any of that. What you care about right now is if multifamily investing is a good investment in 2022 and so on. And that's what I'm here to answer for you.
We're in Houston right now, walking our new 56-unit crazy property here. It starts down there. We got Allon, Avgi, billion-dollar man.
Buying multifamily properties might seem glamorous, but just like anything, it has its pros and cons. Trust me, I've got over 50 properties right now, and I deal with this stuff all day long. Let's start with the advantages of buying multifamily properties. First things first. 2 units is great, 2 units or more is great because you can collect cash from multiple different tenants. Cash flow, to be specific. 2 tenants paying you is better than 1 because you have more economies of scale, and if one doesn't pay you, at least you have the other one to cover your mortgage, your expenses, etc., etc. Hopefully you cover the month if one doesn't pay you and the other does. If that's not the case and both don't pay you, it is what it is. You're going to file an eviction and hopefully you get through it as fast as physically possible. This isn't the case with single families because in a single family house, if one tenant doesn't pay you, that's your only source of income in that property and you're running negative while they're not paying you. In a quadplex, if one tenant doesn't pay you and the other 3 are, you're definitely running positive, most likely running positive, and that's your upside and what's holding you together while paying down your mortgage or offsetting cash flow monthly. Keep in mind, single families at scale are a totally different business, but that's not what we're talking about right now. The next advantage of multifamily investing is passive income. There's almost no other business in the world that you can buy something with debt, leverage from the banks, and have income coming in every single month, building you equity, building you that generational wealth while providing you with cash every single month. The beautiful part of multifamily investing as well is that if it's too much for you to sustain yourself, you can hire a property manager. There's many property managers out there. On small properties, the typical rate is 10 to 14%. On bigger properties, it could scale down to as low as 3% in property management expenses. It'd be a fool's mistake to think that multifamily is only going up in value. Historically speaking, multifamily does go up in value, but a lot of people lost their shirts in 2008 and 9 when everything collapsed. I have no idea if that's going to happen again. I'm not going to give you guys fake news or predict the market. I am investing in multifamily investing, and that should be enough said when watching this video and listening in on my opinion of where to put your money. Long term, you're not going to lose on multifamily investing. There's a huge housing shortage in America right now, even across the world in many other markets. People need a roof over their heads. People are paying their rents. And in landlord-friendly states, you don't typically have to worry about evictions as much. In landlord-not-friendly states and tenant-friendly states, it's a big headache, and you're going to have to focus on picking the right tenants before placing them in your units. Multifamily is also very safe. Historically speaking, again, multifamily is one of the safest asset classes in the world. We're not talking about retail here. We're not talking about big box, Toys R Us, bankruptcy, stuff like that. It's pretty cut and dry. You're renting an apartment. If the tenant leaves the apartment, somebody else is going to want it because it's giving them a roof over their head. If the apartment's too expensive, then you lower the price a bit. It's not like big box retailers that an area might not sustain their demographics and what they're looking to hit. So because of that, you're not going to get a tenant, which is very scary in large scale real estate in the retail world. That's typically not the case in multifamily, almost never. And that's why real estate investing, multifamily, hyper specifically, is very safe and good for long-term investing. The list goes on and on for the plus sides. Now let's jump into the downsides of multifamily investing. Upkeep is annoying. Tenants break things all the time. They put it on the landlord's shoulders. Economies of scale are great because then you could hire the right people in place. But if you're buying a duplex and your tenant's doorknob breaks and they want you to come there and fix it, and if you don't, they're not paying you, That's a headache, and nobody wants to deal with that. If you do, God bless you, and I'll hire you. If you don't, then I'm with you in the same boat. That's one of the biggest downsides, upkeeping maintenance with these properties, because tenants don't stop complaining, and if they do, they're the right tenant and hold on to them forever. Competition. The competition is brutal in small multifamily and large-scale multifamily investing. In the small multifamily space, everybody and their mother wants to buy a house and bring in passive income. In the large-scale multifamily space, hedge funds, private equity firms are looking to park money, and they've been buying at super compressed cap rates, which has made it extremely competitive to buy something and made people like myself have to build a huge deal sourcing team in order to find any deals worth pursuing. Cost, another downside. This isn't like just hopping on Robinhood and putting $50 into a stock. Investing in multifamily real estate is a process. It's typically expensive. A house could cost you $500,000 in Long Island, a couple $1,000,000 in the boroughs, or $100,000 out of state in Texas, Louisiana, Kentucky, anywhere across the country. But still, that's not a walk in the park for most people. It's expensive, and it's going to be parked there for some time. There are ways to get your money out of those investments, but no matter what, you're going to have to place money and be comfortable with it inside that investment, locked up for a certain amount of time. With all of that being said, I hope I provided you guys value. Multifamily investing is a fantastic space to invest in. I've become much more aggressive in investing in multifamily. I'm actually under contract right now on 138 units in Houston, Texas. And to think that 4 years ago, I started this business with one house in Long Island, New York, and now I'm buying apartment complexes across the country. It just shows you the opportunities that are in this business and where this can take you over time. It's a time game, people. Good luck to you. Like and subscribe to my channel. Share this with somebody that wants to get into real estate investing or is not super confident on multifamily. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.